Medical Terminology by Edmond Oti Entry. Introduction. Medical technology, as we know, is a language used by healthcare officials in their day-to-day administration of their duties in the health facility or sector. Many of the words have their roots from Greek and Latin sources. Now, the main reason why medical technology is really important is that it breaks down a long sentence into a simple term. Take a sentence like the inflammation of the stomach walls. You can say gastroenteritis. That is gas for stomach, or the combining, and enteritis for the inflammation of the stomach wall. Week one, when we started with the common errors made by healthcare officials, what I learned was that healthcare officials are not sacrosanct. They can make mistakes, but some of the mistakes can be fatal. Now, we went into how the mistakes come about. We realized some mistakes are caused by fatigue and sometimes the unclear nature of the handwriting of the doctor. So, what I really learned was that medication errors was really the problem that was worrying most healthcare givers. That you have given a wrong prescription, what you do immediately is that you have to find the reactions of the drugs on the client or patient. Now, then you now invoke another drug to reduce the reactions or neutralize the reactions so as this will not become fatal to the client. In week two, it was about myself and my strengths and weaknesses. What I know about myself is that I'm very conservative. That is, I am slow to change. It can be a weakness or strength. Also, I'm very proactive. That is, I always work ahead of time. The reason is that I do this so that in case I make a mistake, I can come back and change it within time. But if I always procrastinate, then it means I'll always be working behind time and it's going to really worry the kind of work I do. I also learned the ways to combat my weaknesses. I always like to criticize, but I don't like to be criticized. But from that week, I learned that once you are critical of someone, you have to also take criticisms. Now, the reason is that you can become an effective team player if you listen. But if you are always claiming to be the boss, then people will not listen to you and things will become haphazard. In week three, we were given a scenario, a dicey one indeed, whereby we were placed in the shoes of a healthcare giver who gave opioid. Opioid is a medication to reduce pain. Now, the healthcare giver did not put the giving of the opioids on the chart. So what happened was that he or she forgot to do that and he left the facility. So the next one who came gave a dosage of the opioids, and this took the client into cardiac arrest. But I was told to come out clean, whether it was correct for me not to document the opioids, and then whether I have to tell the person or I have to tell my supervisor that this was the mistake I did. Honestly, I chose not to, because I realized that once the client is well and alive and kicking, that's all, we move on. But always remember never to do these mistakes. And also, we were made to give reasons and give ways we can maintain accountability in the healthcare facility. What I know or what I learned was that you must be a role model. You must celebrate success. You must communicate your expectation as a leader, and you must be ready to punish according to the laws of the profession if a member or a healthcare worker goes wrong. Now, in week 4, the interview, in fact, it was one of my best interviews. I got to interview a doctor of medical sciences. This person is in the pregnant ward. That is, he deals with pregnant women. So most of the terms that he gave out were terms that are conversant with pregnant women: antenatal sciences, urinalysis, cardiology, and many more terms. And then I also learned a new term called the postpartum, whereby some I got to learn that I never knew, but I got to learn that women go through post-pregnancy disorders or depression, whereby they become sad, they sometimes feel hopeless. And some of the treatments were antidepressants and also counseling, just like you having blood pressure or hypertension. Now, I also got to know, or I learned from him, that to stay relevant or to become effective in the healthcare facility, you must be able to work ahead of time. You must be ready to learn. You must be ready to make sacrifices. You can even go out of your way to learn new things to help your field of study. I also learned that some of the mistakes he does is that he can switch samples, and how to stop these things. As I said from the beginning, sometimes the handwriting of what doctors are unclear. So, for these mistakes to be stopped, the handwriting of the doctors have to be clear, and also you, the medical lab practitioner, should also open your eyes and be ready, and also make sure that the samples you are switching or providing are the samples for the intended use. I got to know that healthcare officials are to follow protocol and procedures to come out with better findings and results. Now, from my interview with the medical person, I learned a lot of things. To stay relevant in a healthcare sector, you must be ready to make sacrifices. You must be ready to work in hard situations. You must always know that you've sworn an oath to help the poor and the vulnerable, and that should always be your guiding principle. Also, you must be able to learn new things. That is where my conservative nature has to change, because for me to learn new things, I have to now move away from being conservative into adopting new trends in this challenging and complex profession. References: we have Chris Dimmick, Why You Need Medical Technology; Beggars L. Gordon, MD, Standard Medical Technology; HKS Cohen, A. Luther, C.A. Hart, Confusing Medical Terms; and then Elrich and Schroeder, Medical Terminology for Healthcare Professionals. Thank you, and God bless you.